In the wake of Charlie Kirk's assassination, Missouri politics is colliding with the classroom. At the Francis Howell School District, a political action committee with backing from state lawmakers is offering high school students $1,000 to start new chapters of Kirk's group, Turning Point USA. Our political editor Mark Maxwell has more on a local bid to carry forward Kirk's legacy, mixing politics, faith, and money inside public schools.
Yeah, Charlie Kirk was not just a political activist, but also an outspoken Christian evangelical who built Turning Point USA into that nationwide crusade to try and knock down what he saw as barriers to religious speech in public spaces. Now, after Kirk's death, many of his supporters see him as a martyr. And in Missouri, that grief is fueling a campaign to recruit teenagers into the fight, backed with some political cash. Today's youth aren't just watching culture wars unfold, they're being drafted into them.
I mean, Charlie Kirk was only 18 when he founded Turning Point USA.
After the assassination of Charlie Kirk, local politicians are putting up cash prizes to incentivize high school kids to join his cause.
In the tragic killing of Charlie Kirk, I think a lot of people are trying to sort of capitalize on the left and right in the wake of his killing.
One local mom says her failed attempt to start a high school club last year now has new life.
With the unfortunate assassination of Charlie Kirk, now everyone wants to put themselves out there like Charlie did and speak their voice.
Some say their activism is an outlet for their grief. For others, it's a crusade.
Turning point is Jesus, and I believe in Jesus.
In St. Charles County, the conservative-leaning Francis Howell Family's Political Action Committee website dangles a $1,000 cash prize for students who open a high school chapter. Their website calls it a positive vision of faith, freedom, and love of country. But Turning Point USA's own pitch to high school students is more politically combative, recruiting what it calls anti-woke warriors.
It does feel like new territory.
Expert analyst Anita Mannion says political parties have long recruited college kids for activism.
But I haven't seen sort of that providing of funds in that way, and certainly not at the high school level.
What, the high school, that's our next generation. Yeah, that's our next generation. They're the next voters. They're the next voters.
Their goal, recruit high school students to become engaged Republicans before they leave for college.
Turning Point isn't even approved on campus, and I tried to get Young Americans for Freedom on campus. It took a year, and then they said, like, in quote, that there is already a conservative club on campus. We don't need another one.
Anthony Lorenzo heads up the Turning Point chapter at St. Louis University and says a recent request to hold a prayer vigil for Kirk was denied.
I just really hope that SLU just becomes more open to free speech.
Francis Howell's rules require student buy-in, teacher sponsorship, and strict limits on outside money, but supporters say all that bureaucracy won't stop them. To some critics, they see this as a bit of exploitation. To backers, it's more evangelism. Either way, the culture war is alive and well in the classroom.